All right, this is our site. This is our rain protection here. We got an extension cord going down to the house there. We set up our weather station over here, our sound meter right here, and we'll just go about doing the business here.
Several times a week, Art Lindgren trudges into the darkness near his home to measure the sound of 3 nearby wind turbines.
This has to be facing north.
Mr. Lindgren and his wife Cheryl live on the island of Vinalhaven, off the coast of Maine. The turbines were built by the Fox Islands Electric Cooperative, which is largely owned and funded by the 1,300 or so full and part-time residents here.
We took a vote, and the vote turned out to be about, I think the results were about 384 to 4 in favor of building the project.
The turbines began running last November. And that, say a group of island residents, is when the problem started.
I mean, the first 10 minutes where our jaws dropped to the ground, nobody in the area could believe it. They were so loud.
They wake us up at night. They're hard to go to sleep too.
Since then, the turbines have become the center of a bitter controversy that has rattled this island community and raised questions about the social costs of renewable sources of energy like wind.
We built this house in 2000. It's a project that we've waited our whole life to do. We're retired, and this is it.
We're definitely the victims in this case, in that we just happen to live near the turbines.
David and Sally Wiley bought property here in 1992. Their home is about a half mile from where the turbines spin.
We were supportive of the project. We were just moving along with our lives. We were told it wasn't going to be noisy.
The way this has been handled to date has been to really marginalize us and to divide the community.
But for others on this rocky island, known widely for its fresh lobster and tranquil living, the wind project has become a genuine source of pride.
I think they look nice, and I think the majority of us like them. The majority of us are happy with them.
The turbines are expected to produce over 11,000 megawatt hours of electricity per year, a little more than what is needed by Vinalhaven and nearby North Haven Island. The remainder is sold to the mainland.
They've brought my light bill down a lot. It used to run around 180 or so, and in March it went down to 113.
I think it was up to $26 my power bill went down per month.
Critics on the island say their electric bills might have dropped even without the turbines. But the controversy here is emblematic of the challenges that the wind industry increasingly faces as turbines are built nearby where people live. In some cases, sound is a problem. In others, the impact is visual. Some environmentalists also say turbines can have an impact on wildlife. And here, like elsewhere, people have different opinions about the inherent trade-offs.
You go home on my back porch, it ain't no worse than that sea rolling every day. That sea going... I mean, what makes a difference if it's going like that all day long, or if it's just them things going shoom, shoom, shoom?
The cooperative says that islanders were informed of the potential for noise, which they said would not exceed the state's nighttime limit of 45 decibels.
We had a lot of discussions about what the sound would be like. I think we did an extremely thorough job in educating people as to what this project was going to be like.
If you manage to stay the night out here and you are lucky enough to be woken up by these things at 2 in the morning, you'll hear exactly what we're talking about. This is the audio recorder.
But Mr. Lindgren, who has been taking his own measurements, says the turbines regularly exceed the legal limit.
I would say there is about as close as we're going to get tonight. It's 47.
In July, Mr. Lindgren sent his results to the Maine Department of Environmental Protection. An acoustic consultant hired by the agency said in September that the turbines indeed exceeded the state's nighttime noise standards. The operators of the wind farm are contesting those results, but they say they will abide by the final ruling.
The ultimate finding is that we are above any of the limitations that will operate them at a lower mode.
It's not greenhouse gases and save the world and global warming. That's not what we're dealing with here. Part of your plan has to be, well, what are we going to do with the people that it ruins their lives?